Welcome back. So today I'm going to be explaining a bit of the setups, but I want to use a more friendly pair. Okay, so I'll be trading this pair over here. It's what, GBP/AUD. In GBP/AUD, I want you guys to go to H4 so that you can see the entries which I will take. GBP/AUD has been actually selling from but it was resisting a lot because I took the entries in the morning, but right now it's selling. Okay, we see that this was a previous area of support. If you guys observe, this was an area of support, so anything above this level was good for buys. Okay, price was extremely bullish in this area, so this was the first indication price was bullish above this area. What happened next is that price came and then made a tap underneath this area, so we are in the indication stage. Okay, price came underneath this level the first time, so just let price do its thing. But we know that in the long process, whenever price went, this is not the first time. Okay, so this was the first time. No, this isn't the first time. Price has shown us bullish signs above this level way from the past. Okay, so we see that okay, it's a bit disturbing. All right, I want to just make it appear less. Okay, so previously price came above this level, we are selling, but price came above this level, then we found buyers at this level and price pushed higher. Okay, we broke through this level the first time, giving us the indication that price wanted to continue lower than this level of support. What happened next is that price gave us the corrective move. Now the corrective move, you have to look at the highest point before price made this push to the downside. So as long as that point is not touched upon, you see that the mistake that I usually had when I was trading ICC is that this area over here can also act as an indication. Most people will be like, oh, but if price comes above this area, isn't that a change of character? No, because this is where we had the whole move to the downside. We are previously buying, then here at this point we had sellers coming who pushed price lower. So as long as this point is not affected, then anything underneath this low is good for sales. Okay, so the first time, as I've told you guys, we had a sell, and then the second time price is coming underneath this level. So this is a good indication that price is actually going to start selling on GBP/AUD. Now what do I do when I see such power? I go to the MT4 and then I test out my ideas. I don't have to like elongate my thinking process and stuff, but let me just show you. So I'll go to GBP/AUD. Let me just go to GBP/AUD. Okay, so this is a pair I want, so I go to GBP/AUD, and as I've told you guys, GBP/AUD is gonna sell. So I told you from the H4 perspective, it doesn't look good for body. We are selling, therefore stacking my sales, but I'll use only like a lot size which is appropriate for the account. So 12 is a bit of a stable one. Okay, and we can hold price until we reach the TP. Then for this other pair called, sorry, we have another pair here which is GBP/JPY. GBP/JPY is buying or selling, sorry, but I think if you observe, we actually sold, because I told you guys that anything underneath this level is good for sales. The first time that price came underneath this level, we had massive sales. If you observe, price was bullish, then we broke through this level, giving us the indication that price underneath this level, there are sellers. And then we went for the corrective move, and then after this price came underneath this level, so I was selling. But what happens after some time is that price pushed higher. I can show you the history by going back to my last week. Okay, if you go to last week, see that GBP/JPY is selling, and I was making some good cash. But over time, of course, price ended up pushing higher. So this is a normal thing in GBP/JPY, because we know that price usually tends to increase after it makes these corrective moves. Anyways, just not to bore you with facts, as I was explaining earlier in the other previous video, actually in this same video, this was the area where I saw this massive push. So as long as this level is not broken, therefore the market is good for buys, as simple as that. Strong area of support, price is being pushed higher. So as long as this area is not taken out, then we have the indication that price is likely to continue higher. So we have so many areas over here. We can even go all the way back to this area down. Okay, this area over here, this is a good area where we saw that buyers kicked in and pushed price higher, simple as that. But beyond that, we don't really see much actually, because price is extremely volatile. But as I've told you, I'll be closing the one for GBP JPY, and then for GBP AUD, I told you guys I'm going to be selling it. The stop loss for this one is gonna be just above this area, but since I've entered full margin, I don't really have any stop loss for this one. I don't really have any stop loss. USD JPY, it has been extremely bearish for the past couple of candles. We are in the new session and I don't really see much, but what I can say from the daily perspective is that price gave us the first indication that it wanted to sell by making a new higher high in the market. This was the previous high in the market. Okay, what happened afterwards is that price came and made a new lower high in the market. Okay, and this lower high, it took out this area of support. Did it take out an area of support? Nah, I don't think so. It never took out any area of support actually. That's so sad. But anyways, we know that if price comes above this level, it will be good for buys. You go to the H1, because I don't usually trade the daily time frame anyways. I usually trade the H1 because that's where I take my entries. So on the H1, there's an area of from the H1, there's an area of if you observe to the left, price was selling. So this was the previous okay, so this was the previous higher high in the market. Then after price broke through that level, it gave us the indication. Therefore, for starters, USD JPY is actually buying for starters, because we know that whenever price went above that level, we may have the same momentum push all the way up until we reach the next area where there are sellers. So the next area where we have sellers is actually here, over here. So this is where the TP is, and where would just stop loss be underneath previous level of support. So from the H1, this is an area of support. So if price takes it out, that's I wouldn't hold price if price takes it out. Okay, and then I'll be holding until reach that area. But for GBP AUD, price is stalling, but in the long term, I know we are going to sell, so I don't even have to wait for so long or to be afraid of my entries, because the price is extremely bearish from the long term. So all I have to do is wait for the pair to play out, as simple as that. But so far that's my demo account. I'm just trading and learning as much as I can along the way. So the FTMO, we have this free trial. I passed it. It was I made 5k on the account. If you observe, if you go to last 3 months, I made 5k on the account. Okay, that was in 12th, okay, 02. That was in December 2nd. That's when I took the first entries. And yeah, ever since then I took some entries on gold. And if you observe, my favorite instrument has been gold. And if you observe, I passed the account actually with gold. So gold is good if you're trading it and you know how to do it. Okay, gold is now starting to buy. So I'll go back to my other charts so that I can show you what I meant. I told you guys that gold can potentially reach 30. Okay, I don't know if this small account of mine survived. It may not have survived, unfortunately. Okay, we survived. So price is pushing, and I'm expecting some bit of a push to the upside, but I don't know what price will do. But I'm just expecting some massive push to the upside. So with this one, price is extremely bearish actually. It's making higher highs and then breaking out, stopping, and then, but I'll hold until we reach the next area. Okay, for this one I'll just leave it to run. But for my other pairs, I had some entries here on this other account, and I think we shall be in massive profit by now. So hit the first TP for the first position. Then this other late position is in 9k. It's going to 10k, then 9k, but it will also increase, so I'll give it time. Then for the euro, for this silver pair, the silver pair I haven't like traded it that much. The silver pair I was buying, but there isn't so much. If from the H1 perspective, price has to be above this level of resistance, and we aren't yet above that level of resistance. So here I think I can even close, because there is no indication in the markets. Okay, price is just stalling. But for gold I'll hold, because I know that price in gold is actually going to become very, very bullish. the next coming candles. All I have to do is wait. Yeah, hope to see you guys in the next video.